want to say that I do want to hear this proposal and in full, and see if that it is a good proposal. And basically what we're doing is unencumbering $45,000 so that it goes back, it can be spent.
To the ambulance.
To the ambulance.
To the ambulance,
It goes into the ambulance
It
revolving.
came out of an enterprise fund.
Right.
So it's not,
Right.
this is not
It's not free-
available
it's
for
not free
general
money.
use.
No, it's
It's
not
not back
free
in
money.
the ambulance
It's not free money.
enterprise fund.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 0. Thank you. Next article is revolving fund Damon Tavern. Mr. Younger, this is,
This is to create the revolving fund for the rental we receive from the Damon Tavern. As you recall, when the town meeting originally approved the legislation for the Damon Tavern, revolving fund had to be created for the revenues to go into to expend towards Damon Tavern.
okay, thank you. Further discussion, Norm? Damon Tavern, yeah. Fund retirement obligations, that's a standard article. Fund Lake and Pond Grant. Mr. Younger, if you just touch on that briefly again.
This is proposed by the DPW to fund the watershed management plan in the Marks Pond area. We could study water quality, flooding, wildlife issues. There's been a number of issues with Martins Pond there. The grant would be 50% reimbursed by the Commonwealth, which would put $25,000 cost to the town. You have to appropriate the money up front to receive the 50% reimbursement.
Thank you. Next article is purchase of map 41, parcel 52, Salem to Lowell Railroad. Just briefly, this is a parcel of the old railroad bed that is within the Ipswich River Park as we currently know it. And that's what this is for. I don't believe we have a purchase price in this yet.
Commonwealth is currently having the property appraised, and they anticipate to have value to us before it go town meeting.
Right, hopefully we will have that before town meeting. Fund the cost of a pedestrian bridge, Salem Lowell Railroad Bridge, map 36, parcel 35. I spoke to Mr. Wood on this. At this time, he does not have a funding source designated for this, but he has asked me to leave it on as an article this evening. If we do not have a funding source by town meeting, we will probably pass over this article. I've spoken, and Mr. Wood does agree with that also. So there'll be more information to come on that. The next article is the purchase, this was put on as a placeholder. Purchase of map 62, parcel 64, 193 Elm Street property. This is the row property on Elm Street. We do not know the status of that property though, correct?
We have not received a bona fide notice that there's a bona fide purchase and sale on the property.
So we could leave it here for this evening. Or,
It's the board's option, you could leave it or not.
what is the board's wishes on this?
I'd like to know I'd like to know the status.
Yeah, I don't know the status either, but there may be no status, and this is what we don't know.
There may be no status. The property we will not receive, notice until there's a bona fide P&S agreement on the property, and we're notified by them by certified mail of such.
Which hasn't happened.
And that's a requirement
By statute.
by statute.
But because the property had a farm status.
Because the property had farm
Had
status.
farm status. I will
So-
make note that the signs are down. The
Right.
signs came down about a week ago, from what I saw.
So we've received no notification.
No, we did not. It would come through our office.
Mr. Bailey?
Through the chair, is there a time limit on which we would have to act on this after we're notified of the PNS?
If I recall correctly, it may either be 60 or 90 days. But would allow you the opportunity to have these special town meetings.
But you'd have to have a special.
Well, maybe I'll recommend we leave it on for tonight, because we will be meeting a week from tonight. If we
Well,
have
let's
no
see,
information.
yeah, if we can,
We can
see if
decide
we
that.
can get the status, but the other option would be just to leave it on
And then pass over,
and then
just pass over.
pass over it
Right.
if there's no
We can do that
notification.
also.
Because on the flip side, if we take it off tonight or next Monday, and,
Something comes up.
and then we get a notification on March 20th,
You're right. It may be a
Well, we
wise,
stop.
it may be a wise move to leave it there and pass over if we have to.
yeah,
I think that's probably the direction we'll go with that. Okay, our next article is street acceptance of Ren Circle. The next article is street acceptance Fairway Road. The next article is a citizen's petition for recreational vehicles. And we will have that citizen in, Mr. Younger, to, where we have, okay. Mr. Murphy?
Yeah, if I may, I read the legal opinion from town council on this last article.
I did too.
Yeah, so is that something that we will share with the petitioner?
You can share it with the petition, sure.
How do we, does that
Yeah.
happen, I guess I'm asking the question, I don't know. Does that happen automatically, or do I
I was
require?
gonna say.
The board
we
request
should-
that it be sent to the
I think we should
petitioner?
send that to him, Mr. Younger, so he knows about that opinion before he actually comes in here.
Fine.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I mean, he may want
So he
to
knows
look
the
at his
questions.
alternative.
His
Yeah.
alternatives too, I
Yeah.
agree. Okay, that is all the articles. I'm sorry, Mr. Younger.
Just trying to clarify, I've been through so many town meetings in my life, I think I can answer most of these questions off the top of my head. Please be aware, he cannot unilaterally remove the petition, because it was a citizen's petition signed by all signatures. So.
Understood.
He can pass over.
He can pass over
He
at
can
town
move
meeting.
to pass over.
Right,
at
And
town meeting.
I think what was clear that, from the legal opinion, is that, A, it's potentially, well, I'll say potentially, but I didn't read it that way, I read it, it is. But I'll say, A, it's potentially in conflict with state law, and B, it's unenforceable. But if it's something he wanted to pass over, what would be the process if he wanted to bring it up again, so that it didn't get submitted in a way that was non-conforming? Do we have to spearhead that? Is that,
No,
okay.
no, we don't. He could just change the wording, or change his motion, or change his article.
Well, he can't now.
No, I mean, he could try to come forward again in October.
Yeah, if he wants to bring it forward in
In
October.
October, with different wording.
Mr. Chairman, as
Yes.
long as he is aware of the fact that if it's defeated in April, he has to have the approval of the Finance Committee in order for it even to be considered in October. Under our charter,
Right.
a matter that has been defeated
Okay.
at a town meeting cannot be considered again for another year.
Okay, very good.
But then, if I may,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, for clarification, but if it's passed over,
It's passed over, it
Passed
isn't
over.
defeated.
it's considered defeat.
It is not considered.
It's
No, it's not considered defeat, right, so it could be
There
brought.
was
so-
just no action.
Right, so,
One way or the
no
other.
action, and then it could be brought back in October.
Right.
If it's passed over, right. Okay, just clarifying from
Right.
my own.
It's not a defeat if it's passed on. Right, I understand. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kaminsky. Okay, do we have anything else on? Yeah, Mr. Younger?
Mr. Chairman, you have the order of notices on the Run Circle and Fairway Road. You need to act upon tonight prior to the hearing on the March 18th on those two properties.
Right, okay, we have that on our agenda?
Yes,
we
please.
do. Okay. Just let me get to that. Okay, we have a notice of intention to lay out a town way, Wren Circle. Mr. Muldoon, do you have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to I'm sorry. Yeah.
Good. You got it.
Mr. Chairman, I move to proceed with the steps required to lay out Rin Circle.
Motion made, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 0. We should have another motion now.
Mr. Chairman, I move to sign the order of notice for Rin Circle.
Motion made, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 0. Thank you. Next is a vote of intention to lay out a townway Fairway Road.
Mr. Chairman, I move to proceed with the steps required to lay out Fairway Road.
Motion made, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 0.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Am I absolutely wrong, or don't we already have a Fairway Street that is an accepted street of the town?
No, I don't know, Mr. Kubineski, I'm not sure.
It's off Elm Street.
Yeah,
Is it a southern part of town? You should be able to see it right there on the
let's
map.
check. That's a good question. I didn't even catch that.
I think it's an extension of the existing Fairway Road, Mr. Chairman.
Is that what it is? Well,
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry, Fairview Street.
okay. Tom, we're all set.
Mr. Moderator,
It's
must-
Fairview Street.
It's Fairview.
Yes.
But thank you for bringing that
Well,
up.
I'm sorry for disrupting.
No, not an interruption at all. We have been known to make an error in the past. Okay, we're out. We were on Fairway Road. We had a motion. We had a second. Did we vote? On Fairway? We did.
Yes.
Okay.
We didn't vote.
With the order of notice?
Okay. Yeah, we did. We did vote on Fairway Road. Yes, okay. Now with the layout of a townway.
Mr. Chairman, I move to sign the order of notice for Fairway Road.
Second.
Motion made. We have a man second, duly second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 0. Thank you. Back here.
We can do this here, or we can do it.
Okay. Oh, well, okay. That's what we'll do.
I don't think we can
No,
vote on it.
no,
I'll
we
bring
don't.
it up
It's just
later.
information.
Yeah, I'll bring it up
Okay.
later.
Okay, Town Administrator's report. Mr. Emmett, did you have any?
Speaking of that, went through Officer Burns, and that's,
Yep. Okay. Okay, old and new business. Mrs. Bailey.
I'd like to go first. No, I'll pass.
Pardon me?
I'll pass.
You're all set. Okay, thank you. Mr. Marvell.
Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to keep everyone abreast of what's happened with the elementary school building committee. They met a couple times last week, especially a long day on Saturday from 9 to approximately 5 p.m. And they have come up with a decision that they are, I believe, are at the school committee as we speak, presenting to them, and their decision was the Swan Pond School. The second thing I wanted to say about the elementary school. Well, the school committee is